What's up, guys? It's Mr. Wulfy. How you doing? Today we're going to talk about VR Troopers for the Sega Genesis. Now, VR Troopers is much like Power Rangers in that when it came over from Japan, the show became a little weird.
We are VR. We are.
Forces of darkness, empower me! Take me back to my virtual reality!
Curse those meddling kids. Soon my armies will deal with them once and for all.
Why is Skuggs interested in this woman?
Yeah. Bingo. You like it buttered, right?
You know I can't eat anything. I'm in a machine.
Have to eat it all myself, then. There she blows.
Yeah, the whole show is pretty much like that. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. In fact, I don't think it makes any sense. If you break it down into the rules of the show, it doesn't even follow its own rules. Like, it's hard as crap to tell if they're even in what they call virtual reality or the real world, because there's no differentiation between the two. They say they're going into virtual reality and then they're fighting on mountains with, you know, vehicles and stuff, and it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We're going to talk about the game itself. So I have it for the Sega Genesis, and this particular version is kind of rough. It's much like Power Rangers. Well, you see, as far as Power Rangers is concerned, you can't really find a bad Power Rangers video game. Or at least I haven't. I haven't been able to. For some reason, they were always able to pull off at least a playable Power Rangers game for every system that I've ever played. And I've got, you know, 3 for the Sega and 2 for the Super Nintendo, and I had the Game Gear version. Everything was playable. Everything was good. This is worse than Shaq Fu. It actually shares a whole lot of similarities to Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the video game for the Sega. At least aesthetically. It starts off just, what's even going on here anymore? But it leads into, it has a story that is like almost a story, but not really a story. It's just a playoff of the show, but the show, of course, made no sense, as we established earlier, and was very corny and hokey. But the gameplay itself is the major problem here. Also the terrible artwork. The gameplay is very much similar to a Shaq Fu style, as I stated earlier. controls are even more clunky and hard to get a grip on. And everything that the enemies do is so cheap. I've seriously played against the first bad guy. I can't even count how many times, and I was never able to beat him. I finally beat him one time with a girl VR trooper, but I couldn't beat him the second time because of his just absolutely cheap moves. So how am I supposed to play this game if I can't beat the first level? So you get to play as the 3 VR troopers in the story mode, which isn't that dissimilar from a lot of other fighting games of the time, such as Power Rangers the fighting game, which is fantastic, by the way, because you get to be the Zords. You can only be the Thunder Zords in the story mode, which is fine, no problem there. There's a multiplayer mode where you can be the villains too. But it's not much better at all because the multiplayer, the controls still suck. So it's like playing the story mode against your friends, and if they pick certain characters, you can't freaking beat them. It's actually on my list of things I hate, so boom, there's that. It's just, the game is broken, in my opinion, because I can't do anything. I don't know, and I suck at fighting games, I know, but on a scale of Shaq Fu to Marvel vs. Capcom 2, this is worse than Shaq Fu. So if you're looking for a fun game for the Sega Genesis, don't get VR Troopers. I can say that now. I mean, it's been like years. They can't like get mad at me. The show's awful.
This is excellent! Let's take it out for a little spin.
Anyway, guys, this has been Mr. Wulfy. Peace out. Love you guys.